Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today's post I'm going to do a browse through of the Burda June 2019 issue of Burda Style magazine. I'm just going to be talking through what my thoughts are about the issue, what I'm really excited about, and what I'm looking forward to making in the actual magazine. Okay, so let's get started. Right, so first off, I really like the cover. I think that it's very spring-like. It's got the light pink. Pink is my favorite color, and it's got the light blue. And this gets me excited to actually dive into the magazine. Now, I know that the different regions have got different covers on them, so I'm not sure what's going to be the cover for the UK and for the other different countries. But this is the German one because I subscribe to the German issue. Okay, so I think overall, June is a month where you're possibly not going to be having as much time to sew, because I think all across the Western Hemisphere, it's mostly sort of the beginning of summer holidays and such. So I kind of have to be mindful of how much time I'm going to have for sewing. So yeah, this is one of the kit things that they have to make, but it doesn't make any sense for me. Okay, so first off, there is this cute looking top with some shirring on here. And it's a simple, easy enough to sew, straightforward top, I would say, and it is given the super easy stuff. Not too sure that this is something that I want to make. Maybe that's because of the fabric. Okay, up next we've got another super easy pattern, which is just simple trousers that have got the shirring on the waist, and they've got some pockets. They've made them with a seersucker style fabric, so I can kind of see this working, potentially being very, very comfortable for summer. And then they've got the dress, which they've styled here as a jumper or a pinafore dress, because she's got the t-shirt underneath it. And this looks to me like it's a chambray fabric. And it kind of works in this. However, I prefer it in the other variation, which you will see. This is like top of the list for me to make, but not as this light blue one as for the next one, which you'll see shortly. Okay, and then we have, this is a petite size, by the way, because it shows size 17 to 21, and it's a cropped jacket, which is cute. I just recently made a cropped jacket as part of my Burda Style teacher certification course, and I was quite surprised at how much I liked it. It's very similar in style, except for it doesn't have the print, it doesn't have the pockets, and it doesn't have the Dior darts on it, but it's still a very cute jacket. And I think I'm quite tempted to try this out, although I'm not sure that those pockets are functional. They look to be very small to me. And then over here we've got this skirt, which has got the nice feature of a zip as a slit. So you've got an exposed zipper that's been used as a slit, and it's a very simple 2-dot skirt, pencil skirt, that just has this interesting feature, which I think it looks like they've used grosgrain ribbon on either side of the exposed zipper just to give this a central feature. And I think that's quite a nice thing to do, and definitely something I might consider doing. Not for a summer make though. I'd probably do it for a winter make. I don't know, I have this weird thing that I think summer makes shouldn't have a lot of zips in them. It's kind of good, but yeah, it's crazy. It's probably a silly thing, but yeah, I think I'd make that for winter. Okay, and then this is possibly one of my favorite combos in the magazine. So we've got a midi style A-line skirt with a center button placket, and they've used statement buttons for it. And then you also have this top, this jersey top, that has these really cute bandeau details at the back. So it's got like a wide open back, and then in order to make sure that it doesn't sort of slip off your shoulders, you've got these bands across that just keep everything nicely snatched. And I think that I would love to make this as an outfit if I could find the right sort of fabric. Now, this looks to me like it's a seersucker style fabric. But yeah, I think that this is quite a nice overall ensemble choice that I could definitely make. The skirt is also high-waisted, and I think that could definitely work in a linen or a seersucker. You can kind of tell I'm already in summer sewing mode because I'm only thinking about linens and seersuckers and cotton lawns. Okay. Moving on, we have a top that, to me, it looks a little bit like a pajama top, if I had to be perfectly honest with you, because it's got these frills over here. And I think it could work in the right sort of fabric. I like the freshness of the print that they have for this particular fabric. And it's one of those that I kind of think I could either really love or hate. It could be like a Marmite type thing. But it reminds me of, I have this top, this shirt that I've had for like 15 years now, and I bought it from like a flea market for only 50p, and it's a vintage Marks and Spencer. It's very simple, but I love it, and I've worn it and washed it to death now, and it's got rips on the underarms, and I have to trace it out because I just want to replace it exactly as is, and this kind of reminds me of it, so I might just consider making that. Okay, so then we move on to this interesting looking dress. I gotta say the styling for this picture is pretty spot on. I love the background, and you know, she's on a staircase, but she looks so sad. I kind of feel like saying, why so sad, you know? But anyway, moving on. We have a lovely dress here, again in what looks like cotton seersucker. It looks like Burda's got a thing for seersucker in the June issue. And I actually think that this is cute. I am oddly attracted to this, even though I don't like the combination of colors, because it's kind of like black, yellow, and white. And that reminds me of those Super Bowls in Pokemon Go. My husband plays Pokemon Go, and it reminds me of that. But I think that if it had been in different colors, I think that might have worked really well. Like if it was like pastel pinks and pastel greens against that blue background, that would have been in my mind. But moving on to the pattern itself, it's a very simple, straightforward wide V-neck front, and it's sleeveless, and it's got some dots at the bodice there, and then you've got some shirring at the waist, and it has pockets, but it's also got a zipper down the center back, which I was quite surprised by, because normally when you've got shirring in a dress, you don't normally have a zipper with it, but definitely something worth checking out. Okay, over here, this is a knitted top, so if you're into knitting as well, there's a knitting pattern, because apparently I didn't realize this until I started browsing eBay for old Burda magazines. It actually used to focus more on knitting, or I think it had a 50-50 focus on knitting and sewing as well. So it's quite nice, you know, that they have kept a thread of the knitting still running through their patterns. And I loved this little feature that they did where they were kind of showing behind the scenes when they were shooting in Cape Town. I lived in Cape Town very briefly in my 20s, and I love that city. So it's just kind of like, oh, that's Cape Town. That was a pretty cool feature. Okay, and then they're reminding us that swimsuit season is upon us, and indeed it is. I've actually been doing a lot of swimsuit shopping because I've got a lot of holidays coming up, and yeah, I needed some more swimming costumes, and I wasn't going to make the swimming costumes myself, so yeah. Okay, right. There's another variation of that cropped jacket, and this time it's in a Chanel style, Coco Chanel style, with the trim going down the front. And I like how they make it look quite edgy with the head wrap, jeans, and a t-shirt, and you just throw on your Chanel style cropped jacket, and you can kind of look the business. I think that this is a good look. This is a look that I'd like to try, because I'm kind of going through a head wrap phase at the moment when I have the time. Yeah, and then over here we have a very, very simple skirt. This is just an A-line skirt. There is nothing unique or different about it. It's an A-line skirt, and there's nothing more you can say about an A-line skirt. Again, this is the top over there. Sadly, they don't have this pattern. I think that's a cute little top that she's wearing there. But yeah, I'm not too impressed with that. You know, this can easily be a draft to your own skirt, but never mind. You need to have filler. Sometimes you can't have every single pattern being like it's a hit and it's a hit, it's a hit, it's a hit. I don't think I'd be buying Burda if every single pattern was a hit. That would be just too stressful for me, wanting to make every single thing that's in the issue. So I don't mind the fillers. They make me feel like I'm exercising my choice. Right, so I like this. This is a really cute top. I really like the fabric as well. And I also like the overall styling of the shoot. And, you know, different. Again, they're going with the head wrap thing, which is quite interesting. But yeah, so this is a simple tank top. Now, I actually checked. Initially, I thought that this was made for jerseys, but it's actually meant for wovens, which is pretty cool. And I think that this would be pretty awesome in silk. And I've got a pink silk fabric that might just be perfect for this. But it's simple scoop neck, cutaway sleeves, darts, and you've got a nice little top that you can wear. And then over here, another variation of the skirt. This one, I think it's a slightly shorter version. I think you can have it midi length, or you can have it just sort of like just over the knee length. And again, they've made a feature of the zip by using a grosgrain ribbon along the side. And this is a really nice color combination, I have to say. And it works really well together with this foul wrap top. It kind of looks like it's a wrap thingy, but you don't actually wrap it over you when you wear it. It's all sewn up. And it looks like this part here is tacked together because you can kind of see the drag lines, but it's still a really cute top. And I like how thick the straps are, because then that means that you can wear this with a bra and hide your straps if it bothers you to show your bra straps. I mean, I kind of don't care about that, but I know that some people are very funny about that sort of thing. You know, like I've had people in public, you know, come up to me and be like, "Oh, darling, your bra strap is showing, dear. You want to move it?" And I'm like, okay. All right, so I know that for some people, that's an important thing. For me, not so much, but I do like that the straps are thick enough for it. And it looks like they've used kind of like is it a silk jersey? Yeah, because Burda uses premium fabrics for their photo shoots, as you can imagine. That's quite nice. Right, what do we have here? So if we can get you out of the direct light. Right. We have a simple top, V-neck on the front. No, it's not quite V-neck. It's kind of like a bowed V-neck with some darts. It sort of reminds me of the top that I made from the March 2019 issue already. However, what's different about it is that it's got a back opening. And you can see on the drawing there, they're not showing a back to it, and that's because it's got a back opening, which I'll show you further down. And initially I was like, oh, I can't make this because it looks very much like the March 2019 103 blouse that I've already made. But then I saw what it looks like on the back, and then I was like, okay, so that's what makes it different. This is also the sewing lesson in the magazine, so it's a great starter pattern for somebody who is a little bit unsure. And with the sewing lessons in the magazine, it means that the pattern pieces are shaded, so it's a lot easier for you to trace them out. You kind of don't have to look for the line because you can see the shaded pattern pieces. Okay, we have a top here with a party at the back. If you look on there, you can see that it's got this frill at the back that attaches to the yoke. And that's quite interesting. I've seen a couple of movies where the female lead has been wearing something similar. And I think it was, it's called Little? I can't remember, but it's got, what's the name? If it's not Regina Hall, oh no, you know what? I'm not even going to mess myself up by mixing up names. But anyway, in it, she was wearing something similar to this, but the main top itself was like a light blue stripe. And then the frill at the back was a crisp white cotton. So it was quite a nice contrast. And I just thought, okay, that looks really nice. Now they've made this top in a viscose, so it's quite flowy and quite drapey, but I think this could equally work in a cotton lawn or a cotton. Okay. Oh, this is the dress. This for me is the dress that has been stuck in my mind, floating around, and that inspired me to, to get a red linen fabric. I like this. I really like this. It's got, the waist bodice band, and then it's got the gathering over there. Right. Now, I know I should be cautious about square necklines, because the one time I've tried to do a square neckline on a vintage sewing pattern, it did not work out well for me. But in my defense, it wasn't linen, so maybe this is going to work out well for me. But I think that this is really, really cute. I love the statement buttons down the side. I just think that these, and it's so funny how such a very simple thing can really make a pattern pop. For me, this is what makes it really, really pop. And I'm almost wondering is it worth just, buying a whole bunch of statement buttons and then just putting them on everything, because, in the May issue, I really loved the dress, the simple linen dress that had the statement buttons down the center front. And I'm loving this one because it's got the statement buttons down the side. So, so I should just get some statement buttons. Okay, right. Moving on, we've got a simple top with an interesting placket. What I like about this is it doesn't have any closures, obviously. And what I don't like about it is I'm not sure how this would stay united, right? Because this is obviously underneath the bust line, which means, you are in danger of exposing something if these pull away. So I'm not too sure how those would stay. And this has been made in a viscose, which is quite a drapey print. So I don't know, jury's still out on this one. I think you'd probably need to put in some fasteners or hook and eyes to keep this together. But it's got interesting concept with the sleeves, because it's got these pin tucks. See if I can get that to focus in. There we go. It's got these pin tucks here that give the fullness on the sleeve of the blouse, which I don't recall ever seeing something like that before, using pin tucks to give a blouse fullness. Pleats, or are those pleats? I think they might be pleats, Oh yeah, they look like pleats actually. I mean, I thought they were pin tucks from the picture, but it's pleats. It's pleats, so never mind, forget what I say. Okay, another really, really cute one is this wrap dress. Ooh, let me get that straight up again. Okay, so not a big fan of the fabric that they've selected for this, but I think that it's a really cute wrap dress. I think that you can't go wrong with wrap dresses, really. They are just, there's something about a good wrap dress, except for this is a faux wrap dress, so it kind of looks like a wrap dress, but it isn't a wrap dress. So, which is kind of cool, because then you don't have to worry about, a belt coming loose. Yeah, that's happened to me before, which was very frustrating, because I really liked the dress. It wasn't something that I'd made, though. It was a phase 8 dress, and I really liked it. It was a wrap dress, but it kept on, no matter what I did with the belt, it would keep on coming loose after a while, and then I'd be like, in danger of just, exposing myself. But when you have a full wrap dress, everything is sort of like tucked in, so it kind of gives you the illusion of a wrap dress, but you don't have to worry about it. And I like this style for that. Style is high up there for me. So this is the sewing lesson for that tunic top, and you can see it shows you the back of the pattern where you've got the open stuff. So again, this is a great choice for anybody who's kind of like new to sewing with Burda. Okay, this is the designer pattern. Now, I was a little bit confused about this pattern because it's been given 3 dots. And 3 dots, according to Burda, means that, it's really hard, really, really like intricate. But when I look at the line drawing, it didn't seem that intricate. So I was a little bit confused about it. I kept on looking at it, trying to think, well, why is it getting a 3 dot? And I think it's because it's 2 pieces, basically. It looks like there's an overdress over there. And then it's also got a slip underneath that you wear. And then later on, when I was looking at the instructions, I then realized that it's got welt pockets on the side there. So it doesn't have a princess seam, but it's just got a welt pocket, a floating welt pocket. And those are the most challenging to make because especially with a lighter weight fabric for a dress like they've done here. And when you put in a double welt pocket, you are adding in so much more bulk, and it can cause things to go really stiff and unpleasant. And then that's when I realized that's why it's a 3-dot, because of those double welt pockets that you have to do there. But you could just as easily take them out and do inseam pockets, and then that would be a very simple style. But it looks very comfortable. It's got a drop shoulder, and it's a loose fitting style, and when it's tied up with a belt you can add some shaping to it if you so wish. So, you know, I was kind of like, okay, I can kind of see this. It was an intriguing pattern. It definitely got me thinking about it. It wasn't like oh my gosh, I love this, or I'm not going to. It was kind of like what's going on here, which is always a nice thing. Okay, and then we've got a really nice and stylish jacket here, and I think when you make anything in these nude pinks, nude blush colors, it just kind of looks cool and stylish, and especially if you use like a drapey fabric. So I'm not sure whether I like the style or the design, or I like the image it creates of cool stylishness. But then I remind myself that I've got 5 kids, and you know, light colored stuff never stays light. You know, ketchup stains mayonnaise, bolognese. It's terrible. So I would never be making anything in this color, is kind of what I'm trying to say. But it's a simple enough jacket. I like the tabs, the roll tabs, to just keep it rolled up without having to roll it up. I think it's nice. Not top of my sewing list, but yeah. Okay, so remember that tank top that we saw earlier? You can just lengthen it and make it into a dress. Do an angled cut, and you've got a 2-tone dress. This looks lovely because it is crepe de chine, which they've used. It's got like that shiny, shimmery look to it. Not sure I'd want to make this, and I think this is cut on the bias as well. I haven't had much success, shall I say, with bias cut sewing. It's still one of those things that I have to learn and master. Okay. This is another version of that wrap dress, and it's lovely. Not my color. Kind of don't like that color. I feel like I would blend in with the walls personally myself, but I can appreciate that it's a beautiful, elegant style in the right solid. Like for me, if that had been navy, I would have been like, please, I want that. But yeah, this is cute. I might have to shorten it though. Yeah, I'd have to shorten it to knee length. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here is the back of that seemingly simple looking top. So I really like that it's backless. So one of the things that I really want to try and do this summer is wear a lot more backless stuff, because I've been going to the gym since June last year, and I've got a back day where I just focus on doing work on my back, and my back feels really strong, and I want to show off my back. So yeah. I like that. I like it as a tunic as well, because I think I could wear that with leggings, which is pretty cool. And we have another version of that simple dress with the elastic shirring at the bottom. They've used a pale yellow on it. And yeah, and it's a cotton voile fabric that they've used. I'm not a big fan. I like yellow, but I like my yellow to be more pow than this. But you can see a bit more detail in this picture here with the shirring, and it kind of looks like the shirring is done as an overskirt rather than a similar. But yeah, it could be that this doesn't make me feel inclined to make it, I gotta say. And this is another version of that top with the frill at the back. And you know, they've used a viscose that's got a shiny luster on one side. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the colors that they've used there, but never mind. Okay, and then we've got a variation on a t-shirt that has got sleeves with a slit, and you tie it up. It's a loose fitting t-shirt, and it's all right. It's you know, it's not jumping out at me and saying, please make me, I'm gonna be awesome on you. It's kind of like, I imagine if I ever got bored of making a t-shirt and I just wanted to do something different, I might look this up, but it's not grabbing me. The trousers are another story, however. I think that these are really nice looking trousers. And I'd definitely consider making these. Yeah, There's nothing else to be said about it. It's not anything new. I mean, trousers are trousers. I think it just goes down to the fabric that you make. These ones are made with crepe. And I have to see if I've got some crepes around. But I also like the where they hit just above the ankle. And oh, can we talk about those shoes? Those shoes are lit. Love those shoes. Is it because they're pink? Maybe. I don't know. Okay. So this wrap dress, the full wrap dress, is part of the sewing lesson, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, I might try it. I might try it out. And then we move on to some of the plus sizes. So these ones, they go from a size 44 to either a 54 or something even less than. We've got a jacket, nothing new. It's a jacket. It's a red jacket. I do like the styling on this though. I like how they've super saturated the colors in this, and they've got pineapples, which are very tropical. You know, you can't look at a pineapple and not think tropical. So in terms of the aspirational photo shoot, I think that they kind of got this right. So well done to Astrid Orbit and Sabine Moulin. Astrid was the photographer and Sabine was in charge of the production. Yeah, so yeah, no, that looks pretty cool. And again, you've got a lot of fruit. I did think that this picture was really funny though, because so she's shopping for fruit. Yeah, she's kind of cool. And here, as she's in the middle of bargaining for fruit, she kind of then stops, stares straight into the camera and smiles. So this picture really gave me a laugh in a good way, in a really good way. I just really enjoyed it very much. Okay, so they've got like these really interesting trousers that have got an asymmetrical hem on each leg, so that the hem is kind of like forming an arrow, you know, like pointing to the ground, and then it's got a frill. And I think it's an interesting take on trousers. Definitely something that I might try in a contrasting fabric though for the frills, because I'm kind of like, why are you going to have frills if you're not going to highlight that it's a frill, you know? Okay, and you've got the variation of the trousers but in a different fabric. So this is a patterned fabric, so you can't really see the frill so much, but there we go. And then we have this dress, which is another full wrap dress, and I freaking love this dress. I really like this dress, and I'm not too sure, but I think that they've done something similar in the sizes, the 36 to 44 sizes, but I can't remember. I feel like I've seen something similar and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to make this. And then this just reminded me of that. Failing which, I do know that Burda eventually redraft them for like the sizes 36 to 44. So hopefully they'll be getting this out soon. It is a jersey, and I think that this would be a very challenging one to make because it's got quite a lot of intricate details, and the more intricate details you add to a jersey, the more chances you have of ruining it. So you have to be careful. Okay, simple top with a v-neck. Again, nothing new there, with some dots, very similar to the March 2019 one that I have made. But, you know, it works, I guess. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I like the fabric that they've used on here as well. See, sorry, trying to keep the sun out. It's a sunny day. I'm not going to complain about the sun at all, but it does reflect off of the pages. Okay, so I really like this fabric. Normally I'm not drawn to fabrics that have dark backgrounds, but I quite like this fabric. Okay, this is the second of the other dresses that I actually really like. I think that it's a lovely style. It has some Dior dots, and it's got like this, I don't know what to call those types of sleeves, but it creates, so like if you see it on here on the actual styling picture, it creates like a really beautiful neckline. So it's not quite square because it sort of dips underneath, and then it sort of goes at an angle as if it's pointing towards the face. And I think that that's a really nice nice style, a nice dress. Not sure I'm a big fan of how they've made it in black. Maybe it should have been more like navy, but you know, you can't have it all, you know. These are just little nitpicking things, you know. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it like that, but yeah, no, I like that dress very much. And then we have again another version of that simple V-neck. I also like this version of the simple V-neck top. It's in a light blue, and that's just really, really beautiful. And oh, I like this. They did the dress, and this is the wrap dress, and you can kind of see on there that it does, it will let the boobies out, and you probably will have to fasten it if if you're not going to be wearing a vest underneath, which is what she's doing. But I like this, and I like the length of the dress as well. Yeah. Okay, and then the Burda magazine in German has got a lot more ads in it. Now this is another one that I love because it's a maxi dress, and I will do maxi dresses. Maxi dresses for forever. I would say I like the rectangular handkerchief style sleeve. I like the band, the empire waistband over there. And yeah, it just looks really great, and they've got like a really wonderful fabric selection for it here. And it's like a polyester crepe print. So yeah, I do love my maxi dresses, and I could make maxi dresses for the rest of my life and be the only sewing projects that I make. But the only annoying thing is tracing them out. It's such a ball ache to try and trace out the maxi dresses. It's worth it, but it is really, really annoying to do. And then we move on to the kids patterns, and they've got some definitely interesting styles. I like the shorts, very simple and straightforward, and shorts are always so useful for kids. The only problem is my kids don't like shorts. I mean, they absolutely refuse to wear shorts even for PE, so I kind of have to get them like a 3/4 length ones. So yeah, no shorts. So it's just the shorts with the pockets, so unlikely to be making this, but I am making this for my girls. I think that this is lovely and wonderful, especially for girls who like running around, but they also want to wear something feminine, which my girls kind of do. Sometimes they love climbing trees and doing all sorts of stuff, and this gives them the freedom to do that. And they also like collecting bits and bobs and putting them in their pockets, and these have got like these nice deep pockets. I also looked at the pattern on the instructions page, and this bit where the pocket goes, it's like one long piece, and you just sort of like fold it under like a zigzag thing, and that works. So yeah, absolutely. Cute little romper. I'm past the baby stage now, but this is really cute. This would make a great gift for friends that are having babies, actually. And then you've got a simple top with buttons here. Now this is jersey. I would never bother for a kid's top to go through all the fiddling to put a placket here for a button. I would just make this a t-shirt, to be perfectly honest with you. I am low maintenance like that. And then we have the shorts again. Okay, and I didn't realize that Burda actually do their own range of like tracing wheels. And this, what do they call this? Erasable ink pens. And I was quite impressed by that idea, rather. I need to try the red and the blue tracing wax paper. I've tried the yellow one and the white one way back when I just started sewing about 5 years ago, and I did not find them useful at all. But if I can get my hands on the blue and the red one, that might be different. And then there's a little feature on slip dresses, which showed me some cute ones. And then the lesson was on double welt pockets, which not double welt, just a welt pocket. Yeah. And they take you through that with the photographic illustrations. How cool is that fabric? This is a feature on a blogger who goes fabric shopping. How wonderful. Okay, and so this is what we have for the June issue of Burda magazine. So definitely some solid hits in there. For me, I like the top, I like the skirt, I like this top, I love the dress. I'm going to make these for my girls. I love the maxi dress. Definitely a lot of things that I have to think about what to make. And initially I knew exactly what I wanted to make out of this, but then I received my Knit Mode magazine, and Knit Mode killed it in the June issue. So be sure to also check out my Knit Mode browse through, which is going to be coming out next in either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So turn on your notifications. I really hope that you've enjoyed the browse through. Do let me know if there's anything that you like in there, anything that you think you're going to be making, and I look forward to sharing with you what my sewing plans are. Until I see you next time, happy sewing. Bye.